Well, it's time for the Christmas week and no white Christmas, but we might be talking about snow down the road here. It's meteorologist Sean Martucci. Welcome to Snow Search, everyone. I'm here with my weather brother, Sean Sublette. And Sean, for Christmas, did you become a AC/DC character? Did you get all those AC/DC clothes? You got the hat going at least.
Got I don't think anybody's going to confuse me with Brian Johnson of AC/DC because he's in his 70s now. But I put this on, and that's the first thing I thought of. Like, I should be delivering newspapers. I should be in England or something like that, given my advanced age. But honestly, the reason I have this on, remember, kids, stay out of the sun when you're young, or else you get the skin cancer thing. I'm going to be fine. It's just a little surgery, but that's why the hat. Y'all don't need to see that big old bandage on the top of my head.
Yeah, that's only for the weather team only gets to see
That's
that part.
right. That's right.
But Sean, take it away for Snow Search. Tell everybody
Yeah.
what Snow Search is all about.
Yeah. If this is your first time, thanks for joining us. Snow Search is what we do every week on Wednesday. Here, Joe and we look at snow and cold potential for the next week. So, in this case, starting on Christmas Day, Monday the 25th. This is kind of a broad forecast for what we're looking out for in terms of individual storms, but we can't take it all the way down to what's going to happen in your backyard 8 days from now. And we do this every Wednesday to kind of keep you ahead of anything that might be out there beyond the traditional 7 or 10 day forecast. But we are getting close to Christmas, Joe.
Yes.
So as we say, we like to manage expectations
Yes.
for a white Christmas. Take us through the climatology of snowy white Christmases in the Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, and in the Northeast.
Yeah, so here is the map. So this is on average the chance of a white Christmas in our Snow Search area. As you could expect, the further north you go, the better the chance. And as you get towards the Appalachians and Sean's neck of the woods in Virginia, it also gets a little bit higher. Now, I did take the liberty to get some numbers here. So I'm going to get my notebook out and we're going to read off some specific cities in their white Christmas climatology. Now, this means there needs to be an inch of snow or more on the ground. Whether or not you want to call that a white Christmas, maybe we'll do that in another Snow Search, but these are at least the numbers. Glens Falls, New York was the highest out of our bigger towns that we talk about for Snow Search, 54%. We go to Buffalo, 36%. It really drops off once you get out of there. Atlantic City International Airport, my neck of the woods, we're at 5%. Not looking so good there. Roanoke, Sean spent a lot of time in Roanoke. 8%, Sean. You beat me out there in your old stomping grounds. Go over to your current stomping grounds in Richmond, and it's 1%. In Winston-Salem, at 2% there, Sean. Have you seen a white Christmas?
Oh, yeah, but I'm old.
No,
So yes,
come
it's
on.
just been a while. It's been a while. Certainly not since I moved back to Richmond a couple years ago, but I do have a couple memories in the 80s when we had a white Christmas.
Cool.
In Richmond, snow falling on Christmas morning. It's rare, but it does happen. But you and I both know it's not going to happen this year, man. It's just not
No,
going to.
there's a very close to 0% chance of that happening. Of course, anything can happen. You never know. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles
Oh,
did
we
lose to
know.
the
This time we
Seahawks.
know. This
Yes.
is not going to be one this time, man. No,
Sean,
so look, take us through some of these indices because we do see where things may be going 7, 10, 12 days from now, right?
yes, yes. And what I'll say is stay tuned to next week's Snow Search because
Yes.
that's where it gets a little more fun, probably 2 weeks from now. So we look at some of our winter indexes. This is the North Atlantic oscillation. This is always the big one here. It's positive, which means still talking about mild with some wetter storms, but you see it falling towards zero by around the new year. And that tells me that we're going to start getting into a pattern, and you'll see this with the Arctic oscillation as well, where the jet stream, that river of air about 30,000 feet high, kind of goes like this. It's more wavy. See on my hand here, got the wave going on here. Goes like that. And that means more opportunities for storms to be slower and the potential for cold to be with those storms. Not a definite, but at least the potential for that. And then we look at the Pacific North American Index. It's still staying positive. It has been since we started doing Snow Search. Stormy conditions, cold possible. Again, not a definite, but things are trending, not so much next week, but after next week, the first week of 2024, for some snow and cold across the Northeast. Now, it certainly has been stormy the past 2
Yeah.
weeks. On Sunday and Monday, we've gotten our share of big rains here. But again, it could change. Now, we look at the polar vortex. Um, it still remains stretched over the region. And essentially, what that means is that it's still centered at the North Pole or Greenland. But you see those blues making its way into the eastern seaboard here. And even as it retreats going into the 20th, which is today, we've seen over the past couple of days that polar vortex retreating closer to the North Pole. So from Greenland closer to the North Pole, they're still close to each other, but moving a little further north. That is indicative of there's still a good signal that, hey, some bigger cold, possibly snow is going to make its way down to the surface. The polar vortex is in the stratosphere and needs to come down to the surface. And it just keeps painting the picture that as we get towards the beginning of the new year, that something could happen. So, Sean, take us through next week. Snow Search, of course, is about what's happening next week. So we'll take a look at what we have going on there.
Yeah, step back and we'll start with the mid-level weather pattern, basically kind of the jet stream or what governs storm movement. And this map starts us on Christmas Day. There's a big area of high pressure there over the southeast, and we're just not going to get any snow. Now, one of the things you also notice, look at that big L coming across the plains. That is the storm that is going to push into the northeast, the mid-Atlantic, let's say Tuesday night and Wednesday, likely just bringing rain. But as we get to the end of this forecast period, at the end of next week, you see this big expansion of the low pressure, all those blues on the map there, centered up there in Portland and into southeastern Canada. That's kind of giving the inkling that the cold air is going to build and begin to slosh farther southward after the first of the year. So we see several more opportunities to get some snow after the first of the year. But specifically for this coming week, starting on the 25th, Christmas Day, on the map here, remember, white is clouds. It's not snow. So the greens are showing you rain. The blues, where they show up, will be snow. But Christmas morning, a lot of places are just cloudy. And down into Carolina mountains, there'll probably be some rain before the end of Christmas Day. But then Tuesday, 6 a.m., we move it through the day, right on through evening. Most places are going to get some rain. A second surge of rain comes up Tuesday night into Wednesday, affecting most of Virginia, North Carolina, and likely all the way into upstate New York. Probably just rain. Then that clears probably sometime Wednesday night. And then Thursday, Friday, you see some blue on the map, but that's mostly just some very light snow in the Laurels of Pennsylvania, the what we call the upslope area, the ski country of West Virginia, where that wind comes from the northwest and snows itself out as that wind climbs up the western side of the Appalachians. So as you go to Harrisburg, AC, Philly, DC, Richmond, ACDC. See what I did there?
I do see what you did there. I like what you did there, Sean.
Yeah, that just kind of happened. But it does not look like we're going to get a significant snow for the rest of this calendar year. However, as we alluded to before, as we think forward into the first of the year, a lot of the guidance, the models, if you will, do suggest a broader dip southward in the jet stream for the first week of 2024, meaning cold, colder than normal at least, maybe not back-breaking Arctic slap you in the face cold, but cold enough to begin to support some snow and more consistent kind of cold than what we've had so far this winter, certainly in December. A lot of places having one of their warmest Decembers on record, especially across the northern tier of the United States. So wrap this up for us, Joe, so we all get out of here, buddy.
Yes, sir. So White Christmas, not likely here pretty much anywhere in the Carolinas up into New York. Maybe a few of these lake effect snow bands will come through around the Great Lakes, but that's it. We have a wet, not white storm in that Tuesday to Wednesday time period. Then after that, turning colder, as Sean said, that jet stream going to dip further to the south, opening up the cold air to come on down and settle around. So again, next week's snow search, probably a little more interesting than this week's. But that's what we got going on as we go into our last week of 2023. Sean, it is time now. Now, this is a big one because it's the last one of the year. What is the one thing you're searching for? How about, can I twist it up a little bit, Sean? How about this? What are you searching for next year as we go into 2024?
2024. I haven't thought that far ahead because I've stopped doing New Year's resolutions a long time ago. So I'm just hoping for a happy and healthy 2024. Those are the big things I'm searching for. Although I would like Penn State to beat Ole Miss in the
Okay.
Peach Bowl,
Okay.
on the
All right. Yeah.
30th.
Peach
So
Bowl.
that's the
Sure.
other thing I'm looking for.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna have two answers for this. In 2024, searching for a house. So hopefully that comes in the
Yes.
new year. Interest rates are coming down a little bit. That's a good thing. Maybe some more
Good luck.
people enter the market. It's just tough out there right now.
It
Not a lot of
is.
houses. Interest rates are high. I did want to say though, I am searching for my wife's peppermint Christmas cookies. They haven't been made yet, but last year she did it for the first time. Very, very good. There's a couple of things we're going to do to enhance it for this Christmas, and I think it's
Mm.
going to be a 10 out of 10. So that is, I kind of cheated and said two things, but that's what I got going on.
That's you're allowed. Jersey rules.
Jersey rules. All right, I love it. All right. Well, listen, we appreciate all of you tuning into Snow Search this year, whether it was last winter or this winter so far. New episodes every Wednesday. So we'll be back with you next Wednesday. We're going to talk to you about what you can expect for that first week of the new year. It looks a little more exciting for the snow lovers out there, and we'll talk to you about it then. Happy holidays, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.